Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and I am on a trashy Flash game website to play Tower Bloxx. One of the games in the book of 1001 Video Games Just Play Before You Die. Don't ask me. You know, I do remember going to Newgrounds.com and eBombs World, and I remember playing Flash games back in the day. Tower defense, shooter games. I think even Super Meat Boy was a Flash game originally. So, like, there was an era where Flash games and internet browser games were a thing. But I feel like that era has kind of passed. And nowadays, if you come to a site like this, I don't know, it just feels kind of trashy, you know? Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being extremely prejudiced and biased here. But does anyone come to sites like this? I feel like I'm going to get some kind of virus or add spamware installed on my computer just from being here. Anyway, today we're playing Tower Bloxx. Ads galore as we play this game. So also play Good Game Empire, apparently. I don't know, it's a game. Now, officially, Flash has been retired from most browsers, but I found this website and it is still playing Tower Bloxx. So, yeah, we're going to play it this way today. Tower Bloxx, the exciting game of towers shaped like blocks. Let's just go for a quick game, I guess. So here's the crux of the game. It's basically sort of like, almost like live action Jenga. You kind of have to like drop these these blocks to make towers, and you can only make so many mistakes. That's basically it. So, I guess back in the day you would play this on your web browser while you're supposed to be working or doing schoolwork or something like that, and that's how you'd spend your time. I don't know. Oh, that was a perfect landing. Oh, that was another perfect landing. Oh, so close. Okay, there is something to it. We lost. Population 42. Wait. People lived in that building? What? People lived in that building? That is terrifying. Here, I think we can actually full screen it. Oh, yes, there we go. Beautiful. This is worse. Okay, please enter your name before. The great and glorious J. There we go. Add that to your high scoreboard. Oh, I'm not even listed. I didn't even pass 50. Why would it ask for your name to go in the high scoreboard if you didn't even place? That's basic stuff. Okay, let's try to build a city. Investors have supplied a crane. Like the blue residential tower. Okay. Is there like a certain height that I need to get to? Anyway, yeah, this is the game. This strikes me also as the kind of game that's sort of similar to like Solitaire. Oh yeah, there we go. Hey, we actually built a full functioning tower. Again, I would not live in this, not structurally sound. The first stiff breeze is gonna knock it over. Alright, so we'll place our blue tower there. 75 citizens. Tiny town. Alright, now we go ahead and build this one. I like how you build the tower first, then you decide where it's gonna go in the city. Sort of like you build it, and then they load it on a truck and drive it somewhere and place it. I feel like 101 of real estate is first decide where you want to build. Then worry about what you're building next. Seems like that's the proper order to do things. But yeah, I remember back in the day, like, when computers literally only had Solitaire and Minesweeper. And I remember playing a lot of both. It was sort of like, those were the only games that came by default on Windows. And I even remember, like, wanting to play Solitaire. Like, going into Radio Shack in the Scarborough Town Center Mall, near where I lived. I'd get my grandma to take us, me and my brother, sometimes my cousin would be with us, And we would go into the Radio Shack, and they would have computers, like Pentium 1 computers set up in the back, Pentium 33s, Pentium 66s, you know, and they wouldn't have any games installed because it was just Radio Shack. They weren't like putting Doom on their computers. Although there were a lot of computers back in the day that were on display in different stores where employees would install Doom, so Doom was commonly on a lot of these things. But I remember the ones we went to didn't have it, but we would play Solitaire instead. And we would marvel at the graphics and the sound effects and the realism of Solitaire. It sounds insane to say this. I was always more into Solitaire than Minesweeper. I never cared. Minesweeper felt like Cheers to me. Like when I was a kid, anytime an adult walked in a room and turned on Cheers, I was like, ugh, this is too adult for me. You know, I wanted Full House or cartoons. So Cheers, not for me. I didn't like Cheers. So I didn't like Minesweeper. It felt, again, too adult. Wasn't super interested in it. But as an adult myself now, I think Minesweeper is the more strategic and tactical game. Although I think I still prefer to play Solitaire, honestly. And you know what? There's a lot of strategy to Solitaire. You know, like when you have the option of moving a card from the board on top of another card, or taking it from your pile of cards. You know, which one do you go with? Oh my god, this tower is so topsy-turvy. I'm gonna start bringing it back over to the left here. There we go. This is good enough, right? Oh my god, it's swaying hard. Okay, hold on. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, not perfect. There you go. Live in that building, suckers. Alright, and then we build it over there. 400 citizens have moved in. Your small town is now a town. Let's keep building. Expand the real estate. Build forever. Not, if we've learned anything from China's current real estate market, is that you should just keep building buildings forever. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Anyway, I was talking about Solitaire. So, long story, the reason I'm talking about Solitaire is there was an era when computers didn't necessarily have a ton of games on them. And like, yeah, you could go and you could install things like Doom and Cannon Fodder and Command and Conquer, and you could play real games if you wanted. But I feel like a lot of, you know, very non-gamer types weren't interested in doing all that, but they still wanted a little game to play. And honestly, sometimes I didn't feel like going and playing like a full, deep, fully immersive game. I just wanted something simple and clickable like this. And so I think that's where Flash games really expanded, is like they tapped into this desire to quickly have access to tiny games with a little bit of gameplay, but it's, you know, we could sit here and comment on, oh, they should have made this more sophisticated and power-ups in this. But I bet people who played this didn't want it to be any more sophisticated than this. Like look at Solitaire. You don't want that to get necessarily too much more complicated. So I think the people who played this, it was as sophisticated as they want. A little bit of tactics, but otherwise it was just something they could play on their, you know, their grandma's computer or their office computer or whatever. Didn't have to install anything. They could play it at work. And they did. Yeah. And again, even though like I played real games, you know, like Quake 3 and I don't know, whatever, like all the other games I played back in the day on my computer, I still played some Flash games. So I don't know. I guess I could have played this one back in the day. Maybe. I don't think this game would have particularly interested me, but who the hell knows? Maybe it would have. Now we're building green buildings. I like how people sail in on umbrellas like lemmings, and they like stick to the windows and just crawl in. Then they're like, I live here now. Let me tell you folks, this is not prime real estate. No, you're eager to get in here, but frankly, it's a bit of a joke. Don't want to live here, buddy. You definitely don't want to live here, kid. Yeah, but they're coming in like crazy. That one's a tall tower, actually. So it turns out you don't really have to worry too much about like stacking the parts on top of each other. You'll add sway to the tower if you kind of screwed up, but other than that, like you can kind of almost zone out while you play this game. It's weird. You can like cross your eyes, just like staring at one of those like magic eye paintings, zone out. Maybe that's why this game is in the 1001 book. It hypnotizes you, sort of. There you go, beautiful tower. I don't know, it's all the same. It's just place blocks on towers. Towers get tall and things happen. See how fast we can build this tower. I'm gonna go for speed. Now that I've got the hang of it. Whoa. There we go. It's too wobbly. Oh, I got too anxious. There we go. Can't get more than one piece at a time because the tower's wobbling too far to the left. Oh man, whoever lives in this building, good luck to you, man. Good luck. I like how they have like the sort of gothic tops. These buildings are reminding me of like Ghostbusters. I think because this grid also reminds me of the NES Ghostbusters game, or the Commodore 64 one where you have to drive around to like ghost hunting jobs. But I keep feeling like these buildings are gonna summon Gozer. There is no J, only Zool. Oh, whoops. Oh, I didn't want that one anyway. Somebody lived in that apartment that collapsed onto the street. They're now a pancake. There we go. Why not just dump a bunch of these things one on top of the other? There we go. Oh, God. Alright. Sometimes for these Flash games, like, there's very little to say. I don't know, I died. Who cares? Alright, let's open this 1001 book and see what the hell it says about this game, because I gotta know why I'm playing. I think we've seen enough. Sometimes I like to go deep into these games. You know, give them the old exploration, but I mean, where do we want to go with a game like this? Page 636. Okay, hold on. I'm opening the book up here. Tower Bloxx. Until the iPhone came along, there weren't many talked about mobile phone games. Certainly not with the kind of quality and polish that meant they could measure up to regular handheld console titles, all of which makes Tower Bloxx very special. A puzzle game by Electronic Arts founder Trip Hawkins' digital chocolate label. Tower Bloxx is everything a mobile phone game should be. The title is a tense, quick win, no frills time waster with extremely minimal controls. Part of the title's brilliance is the fact that improbable reaction to the dazzling array of different mobile phone inputs available, Tower Bloxx uses a single button. Ah yes, those games that are so deep that they only require a single button. So I guess this was a phone game. I don't know why I'm playing it on Flash. There's a wider structure in which you redesign a bustling town center building by building, a series of different sized skyscrapers, but pleasant and strategic as it is, Tower Bloxx was built for simple brilliance of its endless mode. There's no reason not to give this one a try. Blah, blah, blah. It says other things. Tower Bloxx should not be in the book if that's what video games just play before you die. You know, I'm very forgiving for some games. But for a game like this, just like... honestly, I just can't care. I don't know. You blocks fall down out of the sky. I don't get what makes this one so interesting or good. I have played Flash games back in the day that did astonish me. I think this game is solid enough in that if you just want like a time killer, go for it. Like, I'm not saying necessarily that this game sucks and if you played it, you're stupid. But what I'm saying is, in terms of a list of games, the top 1001 games of all time, There's absolutely no way this game legitimately places. I'm going out on a limb on that one, guys. Oh, look, I don't know, our things are falling, who cares? Tower Blocks, play it, don't play it, who cares? What do you guys think of this game? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys did have some fun with this one. This is like gotta be our shortest video in a long time, but like, there's just nothing to do. It's just dropping blocks, and I don't feel like doing that for 40 minutes, so there you go. Tune back in soon, and we will play another game, a longer game, a more interesting and involved game. But until then, one more game off the 1001 list, and we're one step closer to our ultimate goal. Yeah, so until next time, my friends, I hope this video made you chuckle, and we will catch you soon with a real video game. Peace!